So creating a Gmail. When we're creating a Gmail or a Google email, okay, we are going to be online first and foremost. Okay, these icons above right here, these icons, these five, are all different examples of web browsers. Okay, so this is Safari, or the web browser that comes on all Apple devices like Mac or the Mac laptops. Okay, Google, obviously, where we will be working, Google or Google Chrome. These are both one in the same practically. You could think as Google and Google Chrome in the same. I mean, these all, what the one thing I want to get across is that these all serve the same function. I know they all look different and it could be confusing, but all five of these icons serve the same function. So clicking on any of these icons that you have on your desktop or laptop will get you to the internet. Okay, since we're going to be working in Google, if you click on Google or Google Chrome, you're going to be hit with this screen pretty much automatically when you open it. Now, for these other three, they have their own little homepage. But since we're working in email, just for the, in Google, for the simplicity of it, if it's any of these web browsers, just type in Google on the search bar, which will look like this or this, and pull Google up. It will be the first uh, address. But that's how we would get to this screen. So once we're at this Google home screen, in the top right hand corner, you're going to see sign in. Okay. When you press this sign in button, it's going to lead you to this page here. Now, if we have an existing Gmail, this is not any email. This is a Google email. So it would have to be your username at gmail.com. If you have one of those emails already, you can go ahead and type that existing email here, press next, and then your existing password if you remember it. For those of us who are here creating a Gmail, we are going to, instead of pressing next and typing in an email address, we don't have one yet. So instead of pressing next, we're going to go down and press create account. So this, when you remember, we'll have this the Google home screen. We'll press sign in and now create account. Once we hit create account, it's simply going to ask you for your first and last name in two separate boxes, and you'll hit uh, you know you'll hit this big blue button next on that page. Okay, and then once putting your first and last name in and clicking this next button, you'll be faced with this page here, basic information, your birthday and gender. So you'll go through and these will be drop down menus. You'll click between January to December and what day, what year, and what gender you are. And then you'll go ahead and click once more the big blue button next. Okay. Okay, so now this is where we have to start paying attention. This is important part of the process, creating your username. So in the bar here, this blue lined uh, um, text bar, you're going to put a memorable username. So for example, here I said if my first and last name was John Doe and I need to create an email address, I would try to use the username John Doe at gmail.com. Unfortunately, life isn't that easy, of course. So a lot of people use email addresses, which you might get lucky enough to have John Doe at gmail.com. But there's a lot of people online now. So someone might have that username taken. So what else could I do to make a memorable username? So I said, in this instance, say I was born in 1962, and I want my first and last name in my email. It's easy to remember. maybe I'll try the username johndoe62@gmail.com. Just because I was born in 62, so I could remember that, and maybe someone doesn't have that email set up. So once you find a username that is your own and nobody has it yet, okay, we'll press this big blue button next. Okay, beware, if they will not let you click next if you're trying to create a username that someone already has possession of. So just understand that if you're able to click next, your email's good. Similarly to the username, we want a memorable password. Okay. So when creating a strong password, we want something memorable, but not something that everyone remembers. So, not something everyone in town knows about you. So, another example, I said when I was young, Walter Payton was one of my favorite football players, and his jersey number was 34. So no one necessarily knows he's still one of my favorite players except for myself. So since I remember that, maybe I could make my password something like football 34 with an exclamation point. Okay. The reason I would put the exclamation point is because just to make it more secure, more tricky, and not as easy to guess for people. So, a reminder that special characters, which these are all special characters, these are examples of special characters. Any of these symbols that you could remember easily, tagged along to the front or back of your password, are great for the security. Also, great for security while we're talking about it is Google's two-step verification. So, really, once we're here, we have set up a Google account. We created a Google account, but they like to have everyone with a two-step verification. Now, what this means is uh, if someone would get your password uh, and they tried to log in and it wasn't you, you can go and recover your account using your telephone number that you put in with this email address. So if someone tried to steal your account, they would also need possession of your telephone and your telephone number to completely steal it once you set this up. So what we're going to do is it will ask for our phone number, and it will ask if we would like a text or a call. Once you press your option, which I usually do text because it sends the notification right to my phone, I can read the number right off and type it right into my computer. Um, Once you click next on your number, you'll receive a 6-digit code. Okay, it will be a random 6 digits, and you'll receive it via text or call, whichever you chose. And you will put those six digits in this blue line here, right here. You will put the 6 digits. After putting the 6 digits in, you can click this big blue button, verify. So after all steps, we're looking for big blue button to click. Okay. Now, once that's done, we have set up our page pretty much. Okay. So finding Gmail or your Google email from your home page. So once we're all signed in, your screen may look something like this or something like this. It could look like either of those, really. But regardless, we're going to press the Google icon. So if you see in this top left corner, it says Google account, Google. We're going to press Google, and it should bring you back and redirect you to the home page. So this page of Google, the home search. Now, once you see this screen, if you look, just to point out, when we started this process, in the right-hand corner was a blue button that said sign in. Now, replacing that blue button is your initial, a colored circle with your initial. This is how you can see if you are signed into Google or not. If it has your initial in the top right corner or if it says sign in, that's a great way to tell if you're signed in or not. But this is just the top. This is the top right corner blown up. Okay, so this is the top right corner. Just so we can read, if we look at the top right corner and we look down the line, this we have these dots, images, Gmail. So right there, where we see Gmail, we can click that. Okay, so once again, that Gmail will be right here in the top right corner. It will read Gmail. We'll click. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll click Gmail. Okay, once you click that button, you will be looking at the new inbox of the Google email or Gmail account that you just created. So it will be practically empty because it's brand new. No one knows you have it. Um, Now, something we can also explore are other tools in a Gmail account that Google offers you. But before that, I want to show how you're going to compose an email. So we are in our inbox here. So if you click mail, this button or mail, you'll see this screen, your inbox. Now, if we look in the left-hand corner and see this plus button, this colorful plus button that reads compose, you're going to click that, and that's how you can begin to write your email, okay? On the top line, this is where you're going to write the address of whom you want to send an email to. So this is someone you know, someone's email address that you already know. Maybe your daughter, granddaughter, friend, anything, or anyone really. On this middle line here, you'll see this is where you're going to type the message about like the summary or the subject of the email you're writing. So say I'm typing and I want to write about, okay, here it says, would you be willing to trade library reservation slots next month? So the subject line reads library schedule. Okay. And this bottom line is the entirety of the message, what you want to send to them, the message you want to get across. This is what you type, and this is what you'll be saying to them. Once done with this, you'll click send. Okay. Now, I know I clicked past a couple slides here. That was just because we were talking about inbox and I wanted to get that first. Now, you sent an email, you've seen your inbox. We can go back to our normal Google home screen. That's the same way we'll find Google. It will say Google in your inbox, which once again, we'll go back and show you how. So we're here. We can click up here on this icon and go back to our Google search engine. So once we're back at the original Google screen, you're going to notice in the top right corner of the page again, that colorful circle, that's how we know we're signed in. If you look next to it, that button with the dots right here, kind of like, what is that? That is how you're going to see all of the different tools. So if we click those 9 dots, okay, this is what it's going to show us. Now, these are all applications which are just amenities that Google gives us to use with our account that we made, with this email account we made. Yes. So if we look here, this is just kind of a key, just reiterating if some people know Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint. Some people know that because it was pretty much first. So this is all that's included in your account. So Google Drive here, Google Drive is acting as it's a USB within your email account. So you can save everything to this Google Drive, and anytime you log into your email, you can access whatever you have saved to Google Drive. Google Docs here is where you make documents. It can be blank documents. It would be like Word. So we will touch on that in a second. Google Sheets is like an Excel sheet. It's a spreadsheet. So you can create big spreadsheets uh, for projects or budgets. I don't know, anything really. Google Slides is how I made this presentation, really. It's like PowerPoint. It's a slideshow. So all of these, and you can Google Meet is similar to Zoom or Skype, uh, FaceTime. If you have children or grandchildren that talk about that, you might have heard that. So these are all amenities that you can get and you can click on and just try yourself. There's no wrong, clicks here. Okay, so we did go over this, right? The mail, compose, and send, right? Compose the email. I made an email. We'll send that email. Okay. Now this is that Google Docs I was talking about that we just saw on the 9 dots menu, right? Google Doc. So this, when you click on this Docs application, this is what will immediately come up. And right here, we're going to see another colorful plus, similar to the composing a new email. We're going to press that colorful plus again, and that will create a blank document. It will read what it's creating right under blank document. So we'll create a blank document, and now it will be blank, and we can type whatever we want, right? So say I type this up and I want to share it with someone in my email that I just created, you know? So if I wanted to do that, in this right-hand corner up top, and this is just below the right-hand corner blown up again, you'll see a blue button that reads share. So we'll click on that button in the right-hand corner, share, and it will bring us to this. This is where we can type in an email address of someone we know that we want to share this document with. So I typed up this huge paper about sports or the news, and I want to share it with my friend down the street and just have him read it and see what he thinks. So I can share it with him, and I'll type his email in or her email. So say I want Barbara Krasnoff to see it, and this is her email. I'll type in Barbara Krasnoff at theverge.com, and then when I'm done, you'll see once you type in the email and you'll click it, you'll see this, another big blue button. We can't get away from these big blue buttons that says done. We'll click done, and there it will be shared with them, with the person you want. Right here, what we just said, we'll press send here. We're sharing it. Okay, we sent it, the big blue button, and we're done. Okay, now that was how to use Gmail or Google email, and a little bit of how to use Google Docs or how to make a blank document and share it. By all means, you can go back in the presentation or slideshow and read through again the first steps to creating the Gmail. I know it could have been a bit fast with me talking, but that's why this is recorded. We can go back as many times as we like. So here is the role of a digital coach, what we do in Erie and here in Beaver County, in Aliquippa and Ambridge. What our role is to help learn and understand how to use these devices you have, these technology devices you might want to learn how to use or communicate with. Okay, so we understand how it's a right really to communicate with the technology nowadays. and everyone should understand how to do so. So understanding how to communicate and how to search for information on your own. I mean, this isn't just communicating with friends or family, but using the web browsers that we hinted on. Being able to look up information about maybe where your doctor's office is, or where a location is, or how much something costs. You can do all of that online. Okay. And also, with that being said, keep in mind, Albert Einstein had said this once. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. Okay? Yes, it can be a little aggravating or, irritating trying to go get help from someone on something that, others around you may think are simple, or even you yourself think they're simple tasks, or you think you should be able to do it. That doesn't matter. We are here to help, okay, not ridicule. So that never be afraid to come in and ask for help or ask a question, even if you think it's a simple question, okay? There are no dumb questions, okay? Because every question has an answer. All right. And with that being said, I just leave it to anyone if they have any questions. You know, we could answer. You could contact us, or come in. Once again, like I said, we are where we're located, and our website, Tech to Elevate. If we actually go back, make uh if I can make this slideshow open to everyone, then this right here, you can click on it, and it would be a link, but I may have to do some doctoring up with that. But yeah, that's all.
Well, not seeing any questions quite yet. If we see any, I'll let you know. But thank you for that presentation. That was amazing, Mark. I hope that gave everyone a lot better understanding of kind of how to set up that Google account, right? Because setting up that Gmail gives you access to everything else. Like I said before, we've had presentations on Google Sheets, a more in-depth presentation on Google Drive and other kind of similar online holders of files and whatnot. So if you have any curiosity about that, definitely feel free to check out our YouTube videos. And like Mark said, go back, rewatch this video, see if there's anything that you missed that you might be able to learn, because there's a lot of great information. And we're glad that you could join us. Feel free to reach out to us on our website, on YouTube. We also have a LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook account, and we'd really just love to hear from you. Even if you don't need service in one of those areas and you just want to connect with us, anything like that, feel free to reach out. Thank you for joining.
Yep, thanks.